for the fastest show on the radio. Hy-Vee presents Horsepower Hour live from Iowa Speedway. Here are your hosts, Todd Collins and Craig Armstrong.
Welcome, everybody, to Iowa Speedway and the big IndyCar Race Weekend presented by Hy-Vee. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to the show. I'm Todd Collins with Iowa's Best Country Kicks 101.1. But right next to me, Craig Armstrong with the City of Newton. Craig, how are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great, Todd, and it's always great to see a big bunch of folks coming out for Horsepower Hour.
We are happy that you're here.
We are we're blessed to be able to do this show with you. This is the cusp of the Hy-Vee INDYCAR Race Weekend. We are set to go, and let me tell you, the atmosphere is electric. The City of Newton is not literally on fire, but on fire for this great event. We are really looking forward to it.
We've got a great crowd here tonight. Big thanks. Of course, we've been talking a lot about Hy-Vee. And, of course, Hy-Vee is helping bring you the Hy-Vee IndyCar Race Weekend, the Hy-Vee Homefront 250, presented by Instacart. Just one of the two races that you're going to see here at Iowa Speedway. Hy-Vee is providing food tonight for all of our race fans that are here, and a great menu, too. They're providing artichoke dip, buffalo wings, chicken sautés, which sounds very fancy.
All right.
Hamburger sliders and mini cheesecakes are all provided tonight by Hy-Vee. So a lot of people are in line right now getting their food set up and ready to go, and we're going to have some special guests joining us tonight here on Horsepower Hour.
Sure will. I was just going to say I'm going to take a quick food break, but I know we're going to do radio.
We're busy.
Yes, we are. We got too much going on right now to take a little food break.
So just to tell you, driver-wise, who's going to be joining us tonight on the program, probably some familiar names to all of you. Does anyone know the name Josef Newgarden?
Yeah.
Yeah. Winner here last year at Iowa Speedway.
How about the 2023 Indy 500
Oh,
champion?
yeah. That's right.
That little race in Indiana. That's right.
So Josef is going to be joining us on the program. Also joining us on the program, another defending champion. He won the Sunday race here last year at Iowa Speedway. Pato Award is going to be joining us on the program as well tonight. There's a Pato fan right over there.
Absolutely.
Awesome to see. And then also joining us, Will Power will be on the program. The number 12 is going to be joining us on the show.
Pole sitter in both races last year, third place in the first race, and the second race on Sunday, he was second. He wants to win badly right here at Iowa Speedway.
We're going to talk to all of them about that tonight here on the program. Plus, a couple of other special guests going to be joining us. Ann Fishgrund, she is the general manager of the Hy-Vee IndyCar Weekend here at Iowa Speedway. We're going to talk to her. There are so many things that are going to be happening this weekend at Iowa Speedway. One of them being Free Family Friday, which is
try to say that without stuttering, right?
if you're looking at your calendar, that's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Friday, and admission is free. It's first come, first serve. You come in, you grab whatever seats you want. We're going to run through the entire schedule for you. In fact, if you're watching tonight, we are broadcasting not only on Iowa's Best Country Kicks 101.1, we're also broadcasting live on the Kicks 101.1 YouTube page and our KFJB-TV page and our Kicks 101.1 Facebook page as well. So if you're watching that, you're going to see on the bottom a crawl of the entire schedule for this weekend here at Iowa Speedway.
Exciting stuff coming up, and let me tell you, Free Family Friday is not just come in and look around and you see some cars static. No, there's going to be cars on the racetrack. There is NTT IndyCar practice. There is Indy Next by Firestone qualifying and an autograph session. I mean, this is and a pit stop contest.
Yes.
We're going to talk more about that when Ann Fishgrund is here because she's got all of the details. But let me tell you, if you haven't thought about coming out on a Friday because you thought it would be just walking around, seeing things. No, there's lots of action and activities going on all throughout the day. So all day long, you're going to enjoy yourself. And, of course, if you haven't gotten your tickets to the two IndyCar races upcoming this weekend, the two NTT IndyCar races on Saturday and on Sunday, you got time to do it.
Yes, you do.
And there are a few remaining. but they are going quickly.
They are. They really are.
Get on the stick, so to speak.
Yeah, the Hy-Vee Homefront 250 presented by Instacart. We mentioned that one. That's going to be on Saturday. Then the Hy-Vee One Step 250 presented by Gatorade. That's going to be on Sunday. Then we also talked about the the IndyCar Next Series as well, too. So we're going to talk about all of that when Ann joins us coming up in a few minutes. And then, of course, we'll have Josef Newgarden, Pato Award, and Will Power joining us. Craig, I want to talk to you real quick, though, before we grab a first break. Then we'll come back with our first guest, which is Ann. The city of Newton, obviously, is a major partner to Iowa Speedway, to Hy-Vee, to IndyCar. Obviously, last year was our first race weekend. This is year number 2. What's that relationship been like for the city of Newton?
Well, it's been tremendous, obviously. I mean, when you have an event this big, this is a massive motorsports entertainment event. It is the biggest thing that happens in the state of Iowa, without a doubt. And let me tell you, the economic impact on not just Newton, but all of central Iowa, and in fact, really all of Iowa. When you have a professional sports stadium of this magnitude, this is professional sports. The NTT IndyCar Series is a world-class series of motorsports. They're bringing the best of the best right here. And the difference, a lot of folks have said, what's the difference between Formula One and IndyCar? Well, IndyCar runs on ovals. And this, of course, Iowa Speedway, a 7/8 mile short track. Anything less than a mile is a short track. This happens to be the fastest short track on the planet.
On the planet.
On the planet. I can't speak for any
Mars
or anything else or any other solar system.
They do have a rover on there now that could be fast. I don't know, but they don't have a track yet.
They can't prove it, and I'd like to see the Mars rover here at Iowa Speedway. The greatest thing, though, of course, for Newton is having a professional motorsports entertainment facility like this right here in our hometown. It does have tremendous, not just on race weekend. I mean, there is a lot going on to plan for this event. There's a lot of people in and out of the city. And, of course, when race weekend gets here, at least 2 or 3 weeks in advance, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people, and that economic impact, not just on the racetrack itself, but on the service businesses, on the restaurants, on the hotels in and around Newton. So to say that this is an important event weekend for Newton would be a gross understatement. We're thrilled to have it here, and we are so grateful to IndyCar, which has been really the longest running series here at Iowa Speedway since 2007. I would like to know how many people here were at that first race in 2007. Surprising number. I love the applause. That's great. That was
17 races so far.
That's
17
exactly right.
IndyCar races so far here at Iowa Speedway.
The double headers, absolutely. The only year that was missed was the pandemic year in 2021.
Correct.
We were even here in 2020 when you had to sit 6 feet apart and have a mask and all the other silly stuff. But listen, I got to hand it to the NTT IndyCar Series. They have been loyal to Iowa Speedway, and Iowa Speedway and the city of Newton love them. We also think the world of Hy-Vee. We have, of course, a Newton Hy-Vee here in the town, which is let me tell you, lots of traffic going in and out of that Hy-Vee every day of the week. And everywhere you look at Iowa Speedway this weekend, there is something to do with Hy-Vee. Whether it's the beautiful suites on turns 1 and turns 4, or whether it is all of the signage, all of the beautiful accoutrements that they have put up, the big screen television.
Well, look at the suite that we're in.
And the one we're sitting here in one of the turn 4 suites.
Yeah.
That is absolutely off the chain phenomenal.
Look at that view out of turn 4. What a view this is going to be for so many fans this weekend here at Iowa Speedway.
It is utterly incredible to see that kind of a view and to know that there will be people here, many of whom may not have ever been to Iowa Speedway before or the city of Newton, coming here, seeing this, experiencing this high level of world-class motorsports entertainment is just it's indescribable. The impact and the excitement that does create, and the impression of our city.
Yes.
And so to say that the city of Newton is a big partner and a big supporter and a cheerleader for the NTT IndyCar Series, for Hy-Vee, and for Iowa Speedway, we are at the top of that list, I can assure you.
Well, it's great for the city of Newton. It's great for Iowa as a whole. There's going to be some special guests here this weekend who scream Iowa, which we will talk about coming up in just a few minutes. The general manager of the Hy-Vee INDYCAR Weekend, Ann Fishgrund, is going to join us. She's going to be our first break. And, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, or you're listening on Kicks 101.1, you still have time to get down here. Grab some free food from Hy-Vee.
Absolutely.
We are in the far north. Hy-Vee Turn 4 Suite B is where we're located at this year. The app is on our website at kicksweb.com. We're going to grab our first break. We're going to come back with our first guest. Y'all having a good time so far? How's the food? Fantastic. It's Horsepower Hour presented by Hy-Vee here on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1.
For over 25 years, you've heard Ethington Heating and Cooling say they aren't comfortable till you are, and they mean it even more today. Ethington Heating and Cooling has provided Central Iowa with the industry's best equipment while delivering premier service and quality installation by a knowledgeable staff. From repairs and services to an entirely new system, Ethington Heating and Cooling does it all. A proud Lennox dealer, as well as Trane, GeoComfort, and Mitsubishi. Ethington Heating and Cooling. They aren't comfortable until you are.
Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse. Ribeyes and sirloins, aged, hand-cut, and served with your choice of 2 of Legends' legendary sides and a dinner roll. If you are a prime rib fan, Legends has prime rib every Friday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m. With 3 sides to choose from, it's chef-seasoned and slow-cooked to tender, juicy perfection. Try Legends prime rib, and you'll know why it's Marshalltown's favorite. Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse.
Discover Newton's exciting summer events. Catch the Newton Farmers Market every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. through September. Located on the downtown square, hosted by Newton Main Street. The market boasts more than 22 vendors, food trucks, and live music for an enjoyable experience. Enjoy a free concert at the Maytag Bowl on Thursday, July 27th, featuring Ragdoll Incident. The show starts at 7 p.m., so bring your cooler filled with food and drinks and enjoy fantastic live music. Get to know Newton. Learn more at newtongov.org.
My name's Lake Schultz. I'm the co-owner of Exterior Plus Home Remodeling. At Exterior Plus, we truly strive to build relationships one customer at a time. And that's why we're the Midwest's #1 choice in full home remodels. Located in Marshalltown, Iowa, as well as Lincoln, Nebraska, we pride ourselves in providing quality service on time, every time. Give us a call for a free inspection and estimate at 844-261-6111. That's 844-261-6111. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
For some people, their car is just a way to get from point A to point B. For others, it's a part of their lifestyle. Whatever your vehicle means to you, Rasmussen Service Center is your best choice for auto service. From oil changes to major engine repairs, new vehicles to old, hot rods to diesel pickups, Rasmussen works on them all and they do the job right. They work on heavy trucks, equipment, and fleets too. Located on Iowa Avenue East Marshalltown as far as you can go. Trust Rasmussen Service Center for outstanding automotive services.
Wow, look at that. That's a great body. Some nice line.
Honey, it's 1 a.m. Are you on the computer?
What, honey?
What are you doing?
Looking at great deals at Union Auto Ford.
Sure you are.
It's true. I went to unionautoinc.com. You can see their great inventory online. Take a look at this Ford pickup. They have detailed
We can
pictures.
apply for credit online. unionautoinc.com. Honey, you are wonderful.
The fastest hour on the radio continues. Welcome back to Horsepower Hour here on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1. Presented by Hy-Vee. Here again are your hosts, broadcasting live from Iowa Speedway, Todd Collins and Craig Armstrong.
And welcome back, everybody, to Horsepower Hour. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. We are broadcasting live from Iowa Speedway as we get ready for the Hy-Vee INDYCAR Race Weekend. We have the Hy-Vee Homefront 250 presented by Instacart. That is coming up on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have the Hy-Vee One Step 250 presented by Gatorade. And, of course, on Friday is Free Family Friday. Now, we could sit here all day long and talk about things that are going on. But we've brought we've brought in a professional, Ann Fishgrund. She is the general manager for Hy-Vee INDYCAR Weekend. Please give her a nice round of applause.
Thank you, thank you.
It is so good to see you, Ann. I know you have been extremely busy. Craig and I were talking about this, which is people come and see a weekend.
Yep.
Of IndyCar racing. What they don't know is that this weekend started last year on the last Hy-Vee race weekend, didn't it?
Yeah. Right.
Talk a little bit about that. This is not a show up a week or two before the event, put it on and go home. This is a lot of planning, Ann.
No, absolutely. I am from Indianapolis. I live in Indianapolis, but at this point, I might as well be a Newton resident. So
yeah. We'll adopt her, won't we, fellow Iowans? We'll take her in, yes.
I have been here for off and on for months and months and months, living here permanently for the last, call it 5 weeks, making sure that this place is ready for all of you, starting tomorrow at 2 p.m., or I guess for you, whether you're here just tonight for this show or you're camping with us, so thank you for that.
Who's camping by show of hands, by the way?
Thank you.
Wow. A lot of you.
Thank you for that. We hope that you enjoy your space this evening and then enjoy on-track activity and all the things that the drivers are doing for you tomorrow. With free Family Friday. I know it is a mouthful. And then Saturday and Sunday concerts and great racing. So you're here. Let's go.
Let's walk through it all, okay?
Yeah.
Some announcements have been made. In fact, the most recent announcement was yesterday. For any Iowa Hawkeye fans, you're going to be pleased as punch by the announcement made for who's going to be giving the command to start engines both Saturday and Sunday, right? Walk through that. Who are our special guests and Grand Marshals going to be and official starters and everything?
You're going to put me on the spot thinking that I know everything.
Look at
That's
this.
everything.
Look at that. Highlighted for
That's
you.
Right. Thank you so much. I did know this. So who's a Caitlin Clark fan?
Caitlin Clark, yeah.
My
gosh.
You live in
How can you not
Iowa.
be?
How can you not be a Caitlin Clark fan?
Right?
Absolutely.
She's going to be here Saturday and Sunday signing autographs, number one. Make sure you visit the Kids Fit Zone, which is the opposite end of the concourse. She'll be there Saturday and Sunday morning for an hour signing autographs. Not to mention, she's going to be our Grand Marshal on Saturday, so that's going to be super exciting. And then on Sunday, Ed Sheeran is the official starter. We have so many things going on. We have a star-studded lineup, and it's all thanks to Hy-Vee.
Yeah, very much. And that's another question I wanted to talk to you about. You know, you look around Iowa Speedway and you see Hy-Vee, and you see Hy-Vee, and you see Hy-Vee. This is an epitome of what branding is all about. But more importantly, Craig talked about it earlier, what it means to the city of Newton. I've talked about what it means to the state of Iowa to have Hy-Vee step up with the NTT IndyCar Series to bring this caliber of racing and these two races to Iowa Speedway.
It is something special. I think everyone I talk to has a special relationship with Hy-Vee, whether they work for Hy-Vee or their family member works for Hy-Vee or their best friend works for Hy-Vee. Having this in the state of Iowa, I think, to them is very important. Their headquarters are in West Des Moines. They have the opportunity to showcase what this state means to them and to support their employees. So not only are there a lot of their employees volunteering and working this event, they've also given away a lot of free tickets for their employees to enjoy the weekend. I'm an IndyCar employee. I am just here as the guider, right? I do all the behind-the-scenes work. I make sure that our partner in Hy-Vee is happy. And yes, if you can't see the red from the sky, there's a problem. There is a lot of red. I kind of joked with some colleagues on the series side today. I said, did you see the blue grass flying over today when you landed? They said, yeah, I did. I said, well, did you see the red stars over in turns 1 and 2? And did you see this and that? Because I'm always curious what people can see from the sky. And I think we are a very good, a lot of planes going over here the next few days. We'll see a lot of things they weren't expecting when they look down.
Oh, go ahead, Craig.
No, I was just going to say that, it is great to have that kind of a partnership that has the idea in mind that, listen, we're here to enhance this event. We're here to make this event the biggest that it can possibly be. It's the promoter's dream to have a promotional partner of that caliber who gets it, who understands what it takes in order to position an event that reaches out deeper into the marketplace. I mean, you have the ideal partner.
We really do. Hy-Vee does things big and doesn't do them small. They go all the way. And so we are so lucky to partner with them to make this bigger and better and well, I know we physically can't fit the same amount of people as the Indianapolis 500 and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but this has to be, at least in my mind, and maybe I'm a little biased, this has to be the second best track on the schedule because of not only it being an oval and how much excitement that brings. It's a double header, the only one on the season out of the 17 races. And it has Ed Sheeran, Carrie Underwood, Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown. No one else has those.
Another big event, and this is cool that you guys are doing this, which is that free Family Friday.
Yeah.
So literally, when we say that, it's not like, well, you come and it's a discounted ticket price, or this part is free, but you got to pay to get in. This is 100% across the board free.
And lots of action happening during the day.
So much. If you want to come tomorrow, well, you all want to come tomorrow. You're already here.
Yeah.
Joining us over here in the Hy-Vee suite. But bring your friends, bring your family, tell your neighbor. The gates open at 2. There is no ticket needed to walk into that gate. There will be concerts on this Turn 4 stage down here. There will be all of our vendors will be open. The beer garden just behind us where we're sitting right now will be open. As you mentioned earlier, Indy Next takes the track at 2:15. We have the NTT IndyCar Series practice starting, I think, at 3:30. Yeah, 3:30 for an hour and a half. And then the NTT autograph session starts at 6:15 over there. What all Iowa Speedway members normally call the Newton Club on the patio facing the track. Free autograph session at 6:15. And then after that, we want everyone to join us inside the oval. It is free to come down into the paddock starting at 6:30. We want you to join us in the oval, sit in those grandstands that are out now in what you used to know as the fan walk, and watch a pit stop competition. 6 drivers and their crews are going to go head-to-head for a total winning of $50,000 presented by Hy-Vee. So
holy smokes.
Wow. That doesn't happen either.
I get to call play-by-play on that. I'm pretty excited. I get to announce that thing, so that's going to be fun to do.
Todd will be down there with us. We can't wait. So that starts at 7:30. So we have a jam-packed schedule, all for free. Please join us. We can't wait to host you tomorrow.
I do want to walk through this real quick, just some of the other activities. Food trucks are going to be out here.
Absolutely.
And you can elaborate as little or as much as you want on them. I just want to go through it. Live music on the Turn 4 stage is also going to be happening.
Yep.
Let's see.
All weekend long.
The Vietnam Memorial Wall.
Oh, yes. That's a great one.
This is extremely neat. If you have not seen this before, it's literally as you drive in, you will see it there. Is there anything to know specifically about that? It's going to be here the whole weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's outside the gates. So technically it isn't a public-facing area. So if you're in Newton or Altoona or somewhere in between or even over East and Grinnell, you can join us at night. It's open 24 hours, actually. There's security, so please know that. To come and visit this, pay tribute, take a moment to take it in. If you're not following us on social media, make sure you do that. We posted a video today of the wall. Oh, stop it.
Here's Ann right here.
You may find me on social media, too. But my point was that outside of watching me tell you about Know Before You Goes, that they came in this morning. 15 veterans with the American Legion rode their motorcycles.
It's been a long couple of weeks for you.
Guys, yeah. Rode their motorcycles in, bringing the wall. It's called the truck that the parts of the wall are in, into the area that it's set up, and then those American Legion members helped build the wall. It took about 2.5-3 hours today. It is out there. Please pay your respects. Please go visit. We're very lucky to have that here all weekend long. But the point about social media is we did post a video of it coming in if you want to see that magical moment.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's all available there as well.
IndyCar at Iowa. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, IndyCar at Iowa.
Did you ever expect, Todd, that you would see Ed Sheeran performing in Newton, Iowa?
No,
really.
I mean, this is a guy.
Did anybody really expect that?
Even if you don't follow, if you're a country music fan or a rock fan, you got to appreciate this guy sells out. He's on a stadium tour. Yeah. This guy sells out stadiums, and he is going to be here inside the infield here at Iowa Speedway.
Yeah, stadiums all over the world.
Right,
say,
exactly.
It's like a personal private concert.
Exactly.
You and your best friends right here at Iowa Speedway.
You buy the race ticket, the concert's thrown in for free, or you buy the concert ticket and the race is thrown in for free. It's either how you look at it.
But there are other concerts. You might want to talk a little bit about this concerts on Saturday and also the other concert on Sunday, which happens to be one of my personal faves.
Who's your fave?
Little Zach Brown.
Oh, Zach Brown, yes. So Saturday, if you're joining us Saturday, again, to Todd's point, if you're a race fan and you get the concerts, or you're a concert fan and you get the race, doesn't matter. Your grandstand ticket is all you need to get in. Your grandstand seat has action to it all. You can always buy upgrades, get into the concert pit, get into the garage, whatever you want. But bottom line is your grandstand ticket is it. On Saturday, you will have the opportunity to see Carrie Underwood for 60 minutes.
Wow.
This isn't just like a small 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute concert. 60 minutes. Then after the race on Saturday, we have Kenny Chesney for an hour and a half.
90 minutes.
90 minutes.
I did the math. It works out.
It's that's 2.5 hours of music from these amazing artists. Then Sunday, we have Craig's favorite, Zach Brown Band. 60 minutes again. After the race, Ed Sheeran for another 90 minutes.
Wow.
So much music.
Fantastic.
So much music.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Craig.
No, I was just going to say this is just the kind of thing that we are over the moon about here in Newton and all over Iowa. Having this kind of entertainment all together, it isn't just motorsports, it's motorsports plus a massive entertainment show.
Plus. Hy-Vee all the way.
Yes, all the way. Any final thoughts, Ann, that we need to get out to anybody? I know there's a lot, and again, to get the most latest update information, Hy-VeeRaceWeekend.com, any of the social media pages. But is there anything else you do want to touch on?
Listen, I know that if you joined us last year, it was a little toasty. It was a lot going on. Please make sure you stay hydrated. We do have medical on site. We do have cooling stations on site. There's a number throughout the concourse. If there is an issue, please call or text. But bottom line is, join us, stay safe, and have so much fun.
Absolutely. That's a great way to end this.
Yeah.
Ann Fishgrund, everybody, general manager of the Hy-Vee IndyCar Race Weekend here at Iowa Speedway. Josef Newgarden will join us coming up after the break. You are tuned into Horsepower Hour as we broadcast live from Iowa Speedway. It's all presented by Hy-Vee here on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1.
Is your mind racing? Are your thoughts spinning off the track? Whether you're looking for support for anxiety, depression, or adult ADHD, Redbox RX makes it easy to access quality mental health care. It all starts with a $25 online consultation with one of our U.S. licensed medical professionals. Once your treatment options are recommended, medications can be ordered for as low as $25 a month with free shipping delivered right to your door. Head to redboxrx.com today and let us help you get back on track.
Discover Newton's exciting summer events. Don't miss the last Thunder Nights event of the summer, Friday, August 11th in downtown Newton, hosted by Newton Main Street, featuring live music from Standing Hampton, food vendors, a beer garden, and bikes. Experience the annual Bowl Full of Blues Festival on Sunday, September 3rd at Maytag Bowl, with popular blues artists from across the country. Bring your family and friends to enjoy a day of live blues music at Newton's beautiful natural outdoor amphitheater. Get to know Newton. Learn more at newtongov.org.
Wow, look at that. That's a great body. Some nice line.
Honey, it's 1 a.m. Are you on the computer?
What, honey?
What are you doing?
Looking at great deals at Union Auto Ford.
Sure you are.
It's true. I went to unionautoinc.com. You can see their great inventory online. Take a look at this Ford pickup. They have detailed
We
pictures.
can apply for credit online. unionautoinc.com. Honey, you are wonderful.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse. Ribeyes and sirloins, aged, hand-cut, and served with your choice of two of Legends' legendary sides and a dinner roll. If you are a prime rib fan, Legends has prime rib every Friday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m. With 3 sides to choose from, it's chef-seasoned and slow-cooked to tender, juicy perfection. Try Legends prime rib, and you'll know why it's Marshalltown's favorite. Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse.
Come visit your top-performing Kubota dealer, Central Iowa Farm Store, to see why the Kubota tractor is the #1 selling tractor in the Midwest. Rated #1 for durability and owner experience, the Kubota compact tractors are for you. With 0% financing options up to 84 months on most products, it is simple to achieve your dream Kubota tractor today. Visit your elite Kubota dealer, Central Iowa Farm Store in Marshalltown, and let Matt or Tyler show you what the excitement is all about.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penske Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penske Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Penske team.
First, my daughter's 08 needed some brake work, so off to Independent Auto I went. Shortly after that, my son's old truck needed a new muffler. I called a few shops, and guess what? After talking to a few guys and comparing some prices, off to Independent Auto I went. Next time, we'll just start at Independent Auto.
Quality work in a timely manner from a father and son team that are second and third generation mechanics. Independent Auto Sales and Service at 717 North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The yellow flag has been pulled and the green flag is waving again. Let's rejoin Horsepower Hour live from Iowa Speedway. Brought to you by Hy-Vee on Iowa's best country, Kicks 101.1. Here again are your hosts, Todd Collins and Craig Armstrong.
Welcome back, everybody, to Horsepower Hour presented by Hy-Vee here at Iowa Speedway as we get geared up for Hy-Vee Race Weekend, the Hy-Vee Homefront 250 happening on Saturday, and then the Hy-Vee One Step 250 presented by Gatorade on Sunday. Don't forget Free Family Friday. That's going to be tomorrow on Friday. And, oh, yeah, this guy is going to be there, too, this weekend. Please give a nice Iowa Speedway welcome and a State of Iowa weekend to Josef Newgarden, everybody. Well, they didn't cheer like that for us, Craig.
No, they sure did not.
Joseph, how are you?
However, we did not win the Indy 500.
Okay. How are you?
I'm great. It's so nice to be here. I love Iowa. I love being in Newton for this race. And, obviously with the help of Hy-Vee, everything they've done, they've really just taken this race to a new level recently. And I loved it before, but I love it even more now. So it's always a treat to come here. It's great to see everybody. I'm excited. It's just one of the coolest tracks in the world if you're asking me. So a real privilege to run here and race.
Well, let's talk about last year just a little bit. Defending champion for Saturday. Sunday, you gave us quite the scare.
Yes, you did.
After there was an incident, and at the time, we really didn't know what happened. I don't think when you were interviewed after the incident, you're not quite sure what happened. Looking back now, with all the data and everything, do you know what happened in race number 2 when you did crash out?
Yeah, we just had unfortunately, we had a right rear failure on one of the dampers. So just basically, the shock collapsed, and basically the right rear just came completely off the ground, and it's never good when that happens. So I just ended up in the wall, unfortunately, when it was looking like a good day. I liked my car on Sunday even more than Saturday, and unfortunately we didn't make it to the finish. So we've got another opportunity this year to hopefully have a couple good races, but it was going pretty good last year. I was really proud of the team. They brought great cars, and the only thing I'd say is just because we were good last year doesn't mean we're going to be good again this year. So I'm really focused on, as soon as we hit the track tomorrow, I just want to see what's good, what's bad, and just making sure that we're going to be in that same window.
Absolutely. This track, it's one of those tracks that I know a lot of IndyCar drivers and NASCAR drivers, for that matter, love it because it is a short track, but it drives like a super speedway. It has that kind of feel to it. That's what Dario Franchitti once told me, that it really was. It felt to him like a super speedway, but it was just a short track. The neat thing about it is how everybody can see what's going on right in front of them. I mean, the action is there. It's fast. It's furious. I mean, I loved how you characterized it not being a good thing at 180 miles an hour to lose your right rear. Okay, I would be probably passed out from fear at that moment, but you just kind of coolly took it all in. So, your impressions of the racetrack, of Iowa Speedway, 7/8 mile, fastest short track on the planet. Do you agree? I mean, that it is kind of that fastest, that has that feel of a super speedway?
This track is just so raceable. And what I mean by that is, it's very high banked. It's obviously pretty short, 7/8 of a mile. And it's incredibly fast, and you've got so many different places to go with the car, which is really fun here. Some tracks you get kind of trapped on one lane, and then everybody's kind of follow the leader. Here you've got options at all points. So when you're racing somebody, you just feel like it's there's a lot of opportunity at all stages of the race and at any point when you're racing people. So I think that's what really makes the track so fun, but it is incredibly intense. When you think about just running a lap around here, it's very fast, like you said. It is like a super short super speedway, if you will, because the speeds are so elevated. It's pretty banked, and you're going fast. Even we've taken a lot of downforce off our cars to give more fall off for the tires, so they're sliding around a lot more, but we're still averaging over 180 miles per hour even when the tires are falling off.
That's just incredible.
It's crazy speed.
I can't think that fast, let alone drive that fast. My goodness, that is so intense. When you are strapped into that car and you are on the front stretch going into turn 1, there's got to be a lot of G-loading.
No, very much so, yeah. Look, I'm pretty beat up on my right side when I get out of one race. So having 2 races has made it even more difficult. But it's good fun, but like I said, you're pretty wedged inside our cars, and with how much speed we are carrying, you're getting compressed lap after lap for 250 of them. So by the time you get out, my whole right side is just, it feels like it's been crunched, for an hour and a half. So it's not the most comfortable, but it is a thrill to be able to drive a car around here.
And there's only a couple of places around this track where you can actually grab a full breath too.
Oh, that's so true. It's for a short second on the back straightaway. Even the front straight, you're staying pretty loaded all the way through there. But yeah, physically, I think it's one of the most demanding tracks that we run on. Just depending on where you race. Even Indianapolis is not the most physically demanding place. It's a big 2.5 mile oval. You got kind of a lot of time. The G loading through the corners there is significantly less than this place. But even relative to a rotor street course, this place just beats you up. I mean, it's really, really difficult to drive the car around here. It's very bumpy, but there's so much character to it. You know, like I love that. I hope they almost never pave this place. It's going to have to happen at some point.
Yeah.
And that'll be okay when they do. But currently, the way it drives, it's got so much character, and you really got to work to set the car up around it. And it just makes it a thrill for the whole team. Well,
you've obviously figured something out. You're a 4-time winner here.
Yes.
At Iowa Speedway, all-time most winning driver. So you and the team obviously have something figured out coming into this weekend. How do you feel like you are set up?
You know, it's hard because we come here and you know, you just hear all the feedback from everybody that they just assume we're going to be good when we show up. And it just makes me nervous every time I come here because there's going to be a year where we're just not good. And everyone's going to be really disappointed, I feel like. So hopefully that's not this year. You know, it's my job to make sure that when we roll off tomorrow, we assess things really quickly. And I mean it. It doesn't matter what we did last year. It does not guarantee that we're going to be fast and successful again this year. So, you know, the tire changes all the time. The track's going to be a little bit different. Yes. It's had another winter on it. You know, everyone's always learning. You'd be shocked. I mean, people they learn really quick in this series, and they don't stand still. So just because someone wasn't fast last year doesn't mean they'll be fast this year. So I'm just very prepared to react to whatever the change is from last year. But typically, you know, we find our way really well here, which is enjoyable. And I just love to race around this track. So I think regardless of what we get when we start tomorrow, I think we could figure it out and be in the mix.
You are third in points. What is Alex Palou been drinking this year? He's having a darn good year. This, though, if you look at this weekend and look at the results that you guys have had, this weekend could be big for you and the team.
It could be. You know, I mean, we definitely need we need some consistency on our side. You know, it's been a good year at points. You know, the Indy 500 was a huge highlight for us, which is great. But, you know, I sort of say this, and I feel like people don't like when I say it, but it's true, you know, that when you're in the middle of the season, no one really cares what happened in the month of May. I mean, it was great. It was an amazing moment. We're all going to cherish it. But at this point, no one cares.
No one cares.
So we're just very focused on how do we win more races? How do we get consistent again? Alex has just had a tremendous season up to this point. He's really not had a bad race. Mm-hmm. And when you have, you know, 10 races in a row where really nothing's gone sideways for you, that's what happens points-wise. So I'm hoping the pendulum swings. You know, maybe we get some of that really good luck and consistency. If we can have that 7 races in a row, then I think we can challenge for the championship. But there's no doubt, you know, the current position he's in is really strong. He's going to be hard to overcome. But this could be a big weekend for us, like you said.
For sure.
San Pellegrino is what Josef Newgarden drinks, in case you were wondering what that little can was. And I believe it's, orange flavored?
Yeah. You know, I mean, why not drink a little Italian orange drink? Because I'm in Iowa. That makes no sense. Absolutely no sense for what I'm doing here. But that was in my fridge, so I grabbed it.
But in all seriousness, speaking of Iowa, you have a huge fan base here. I mean, there are a lot of people here in Newton and really throughout all of Iowa that just are huge Josef Newgarden fans. I think you may have a bigger, and there's a lot of them here today, for sure. And that's got to make you feel good, because you know when you go out there and you're giving your best and you're getting beat up, as you like to say, you got a lot of fans in the grandstands pulling for you and saying, man, this guy deserves to win.
Well, Iowa and certainly the communities in Iowa have been nothing but really lovely to me from my very first time here. I remember my first race here in 2011. I road tripped here with my dad, and you know, we stayed just up the road, and I was driving in an Indy Lights race, you know, preparing for hopefully IndyCar one day, and I just fell in love with this track, you know, and I've always had fond memories of Iowa. We love coming here as a team when we test. We always have a fun time. There used to be this amazing little steak place up the road that we would all go eat at, and then there was a Dairy Queen that we would always hit up, and it was next to this Tractor Supply place, and we would always take our ice creams and climb the tractors. There's just a lot of little memories that I love about Iowa. It's just a fun town. You know, obviously, you know, there's a lot of countryside here, but we enjoy it. We really enjoy it as IndyCar drivers, and we've had a blast. So I'll always have fond memories of this place, and you know, I hope I get many more races here because I really enjoy coming to Iowa.
The NTT IndyCar Series has, in fact, been here more times, I think, than any other
Correct.
series. And, started in 2007, or really, it was the second year, but for all intents and purposes,
Right.
it was the
first year.
full
Yeah.
year of racing here at Iowa Speedway. And I'll never forget that first IndyCar race. It was like, holy smokes, this is the big time. This is the world-class motorsports coming to Newton, Iowa. And I think there were a lot of people that had that same just blown-away feeling.
I'll tell you one of my favorite memories, I don't remember what year. It was one of the very first years. But they're racing at night. It was super humid, and there was these contrails coming off the wings of the cars. And it just, you could not ask for more literally a picture-perfect scene than these contrails coming off the cars. It was gorgeous.
The Midwest is obviously IndyCar Series territory. I mean, this is where it all started. Indianapolis is the spiritual home of the IndyCar Series, named after the Indy 500, obviously. This is where a lot of open-wheel fans cut their teeth on dirt tracks and then kind of graduated up in their interest to, the NTT IndyCar Series, which just puts on amazing shows. The great thing about your series, it doesn't matter where you go. Street courses, permanent road courses, big ovals, and small ovals. You do it all. I mean, the only thing you don't do is dirt, and I can't quite imagine Indy cars on dirt. But hey, maybe someday.
And they used to. It's so true. I think the DNA of racing. It's funny how it's kind of flipped. Where sprint car racers, they really used to. They went to IndyCar.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a change in. I don't even really understand the history super well, but probably the 80s, the 90s, you saw that sort of flip to the stock car side. But when you look at the real DNA of IndyCar racing, this type of racetrack very much fits into what IndyCar is. I love the complexity of our series. I mean, you have to be good everywhere. This place in Iowa is so different to the Indianapolis 500. It's so different to a street course. It's different to a permanent road course. And I love that. It's literally every weekend we've got a new challenge, and we've got to reset, completely recalibrate the way we build the car, the way we drive the car. And it just keeps it exciting. We don't have one track that is like any other, and so it's really cool because I think that is part of the DNA of IndyCar racing is trying to be flexible with how you're driving and how you're working with a race team, and this is one of the most challenging places we go to. So I hope it sticks around forever. Like I said, it is absolutely one of the best tracks. Everybody's a big fan of it. I know that I talked to our NASCAR teammates from Team Penske, and they wish they could race here. I was actually just with them 2 days ago. And they were so jealous that they aren't racing here in the Cup Series. So, I feel like it's a gem that we have and hopefully for a long time.
Last question we'll ask you because we know you got to get going here. But what's it going to take it's 2 days, so attrition is going to be important for you. Is there anything you'll do different this weekend knowing that you'll have 2 races versus just a 1-race weekend?
It's a pretty similar process. You've got to be – the good thing about Iowa is if it's a good weekend, it's double good for points like you spoke about. Tough thing is if it's not a good weekend, it's really bad points wise. But preparation is really similar. If it was just a standalone weekend with the one race, we put the same amount of effort and work in. It's just that you have to do it twice. And I think the tough thing is, most people learn on that first race and they get better for race 2. So, it's kind of the same deal. Even if you were good in race 1, doesn't mean it's going to be a mirror image of what you just saw. It's probably going to change. People are going to get better, and you've got to get better as well in race 2. So that's a little different preparation-wise. And then physically, it's a hard race. So making sure that you're hydrated, you're ready for the heat. It looks like Mother Nature is going to take it easy on us this weekend, which is fantastic.
You'll leave, and then it's going to come in next week, it looks like.
It'll be here about Wednesday of next week.
That's exactly right. We look forward to watching you in 2 races this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. The Hy-Vee Homefront 250 presented by Instacart. That's going to be on Saturday, and then on Sunday you have the Hy-Vee One Step 250 presented by Gatorade. Josef, we appreciate your time, and best of luck to you this weekend.
Thank you. Great seeing everybody. Enjoy.
We're going to grab another break. You're locked into Horsepower Hour, presented by Hy-Vee here on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1.
Usually, 80% less of something isn't very good, unless it's spending 80% less on your medications. Get up to 80% off your prescriptions with the free VCRX app. The VCRX app works on more than 10,000 prescriptions at over 35,000 pharmacies nationwide. Saving with VCRX is so easy, you could even say it's Download the VCRX app and start saving today.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
For over 25 years, you've heard Ethington Heating and Cooling say they aren't comfortable till you are, and they
Usually, 80% less of something isn't very good, unless it's spending 80% less on your medications. Get up to 80% off your prescriptions with the free VCRX app. The VCRX app works on more than 10,000 prescriptions at over 35,000 pharmacies nationwide. Saving with VCRX is so easy, you could even say it's a, well, you know. Download the VCRX app and start saving today.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
For over 25 years, you've heard Ethington Heating and Cooling say they aren't comfortable till you are, and they mean it even more today. Ethington Heating and Cooling has provided Central Iowa with the industry's best equipment while delivering premier service and quality installation by a knowledgeable staff. From repairs and services to an entirely new system, Ethington Heating and Cooling does it all. A proud Lennox dealer, as well as Trane, GeoComfort, and Mitsubishi. Ethington Heating and Cooling. They aren't comfortable until you are.
My name's Lake Schultz. I'm the co-owner of Exterior Plus Home Remodeling. At Exterior Plus, we truly strive to build relationships one customer at a time. And that's why we're the Midwest's #1 choice in full home remodels. Located in Marshalltown, Iowa, as well as Lincoln, Nebraska, we pride ourselves in providing quality service on time, every time. Give us a call for a free inspection and estimate at 844-261-6111. That's 844-261-6111. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penske Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penske Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Penske team.
Wow, look at that. That's a great body. Some nice line.
Honey, it's 1 a.m. Are you on the computer?
What, honey?
What are you doing?
Looking at great deals at Union Auto Ford.
Sure you are.
It's true. I went to unionautoinc.com. You can see their great inventory online. Take a look at this Ford pickup. They have detailed
We
pictures.
can apply for credit online. unionautoinc.com. Honey, you are wonderful.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The fastest hour on the radio continues. Welcome back to Horsepower Hour here on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1. Presented by Hy-Vee. Here again are your hosts, broadcasting live from Iowa Speedway, Todd Collins and Craig Armstrong.
Horsepower Hour as we broadcast live from Iowa Speedway. Todd Collins along with Craig Armstrong, and a big thanks to Hy-Vee. They brought in some amazing food for us, and it sounds like they're cooking up some more because we have such a big crowd. They didn't anticipate this many people, so that's fantastic. Hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves so far. We have a lot of guests still on the way. Pato Award is going to be joining us, as is Will Power. And our latest guest to tell us more about Hy-Vee Race Weekend, the IndyCar Hy-Vee Race Weekend here at Iowa Speedway, is Dawn Bazinski. Dawn, how are you?
Hello. I am so happy to be here. Thank you.
It is good to see you.
Thank you.
Obviously, last year was a big year for Hy-Vee, undertaking all of this. We were just talking up here before we started coming back on the air, and I kind of asked, how are things running this year? How are things going? And you said smooth because last year was the inaugural year, right?
Right. So we know what we're doing now, or we think we know what we're doing. So, yes. So right now is just getting ready for the weekend and making sure that this is a phenomenal experience for everybody, fans, and all of our partners who have helped us bring this weekend together, and also just the drivers and everybody involved in IndyCar.
This place looks fantastic, and I know this is, we mentioned this earlier, it's not just like, okay, 3 weeks ago we're going to do this and it all gets put together. This started last year during the last year's race weekend.
Yes, we didn't allow ourselves too much of time to rest, and we started talking about this weekend this year. So
let's talk about this weekend, and more importantly, the race name. So we see up on the screens behind us. We'll start with this Hy-Vee Homefront 250.
Yes.
What is Homefront? What is that?
Well, let me just say that Hy-Vee, in our 93-year history, has always been a company of purpose, and so we wanted to bring purpose to these races this year. And Hy-Vee Homefront is one of our cornerstone initiatives where we honor veterans and active duty military, and we also raise money and support organizations that support veterans and their families. So the Hy-Vee Homefront 250 Saturday is all about veterans, honoring veterans, and honoring our military. So we are really focused on really bringing that to the race. So we have so much going on the concourse with that for honoring veterans and active duty military. The Iowa National Guard is here, and they will be holding an enlistment ceremony Saturday morning.
Nice.
And 45 recruits are going to be sworn into duty
at
the
that's cool.
Iowa
Everyone's got to
National
applaud
Guard.
that.
So
That's
if
great.
you're here, please go down to the Turn 4 stage and be there to honor them, to thank them, and be a part of that. So the Adjutant General, Stephen Osborne, who is the Adjutant General of the Iowa National Guard, will be here to administer the oath.
That is so cool.
Yes. And those new guardsmen will be on the field pre-race holding the flag. We have a jumbo flag, basketball court flag, basketball size court flag. And they will be holding that. We've got the Navy is here and members of the Marine Corps, so we will have a full honor guard where all of the branches will be represented during pre-race with the color guard with their flag. So we will have that as well. And just throughout the day, it's really recognizing veterans and military and their service to our country.
And that's just day one.
That's just day one.
Well, actually, that'd be day two if we count Free Family Friday
yes,
on Friday.
Yes.
So
got to count that.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
so let's talk about Free Family Friday. You can come out, and we just have so much going on. And so go on the concourse. So the Navy is going to be here, and they have a truck out there. They have some VR technology that. Some cool things. The Iowa National Guard is going to be out as well. So even starting Friday, you can go on the concourse and you can see everything that we're doing on the concourse, just build awareness for these initiatives.
Correct. That is terrific. We were talking with Ann Fishgrund earlier, the general manager of the event, and just saying what an amazing asset it is to have a partner like Hy-Vee that doesn't just sponsor a race and do a little advertising, but really gets engaged.
Yes.
Activates the sponsorship from top to bottom, engages the race fans, really goes all out to make this a tremendously important and memorable event. And
yes.
I can't say enough about Hy-Vee's ability to do just exactly that.
Well, that's just how we are. I mean, we get involved with our communities. We get involved with everything that is, that we come in contact with. We really just don't write a check and just say, here you go, and walk away. We really want to make an impact and a difference in what we're doing in the community and what we're doing across, our region, across the country. So something like this, we want to make sure that it is an experience. We want to make sure that it's memorable and that it is going to be fun, and it's really something that is just embraces, our brand, but also, from IndyCar as well, and it's important to IndyCar. So that partnership, I mean, in the past 2 years that we've been doing this, it's always, well, we come to the table with, we have an idea or we have something different that we want to do, and they've always been very open to see that and really make it happen for us.
It's unusual that a sponsor that becomes a partner, and
yes.
you have. This is not just a kind of a hands-off thing, as you said. This is a deeply engaged, deeply involved, and a literal partnership.
Yep.
That is that works. I mean, it works exceptionally well. And what's really cool about it is it's happening right here in Iowa Speedway, an iconic Iowa-based corporation getting involved with a Midwestern-based series that really has the reach nationally, that can, in fact, put on an event of this magnitude right here in the state of Iowa. We're blown away by that. We here in Newton just think this is the coolest thing since slice of bread and peanut butter you can buy from Hy-Vee.
Which you can buy from Hy-Vee, that's right.
Yes.
Let's take it a step further. We talked about what the Homefront 250 means, the Hy-Vee Homefront 250. Now let's take it to Sunday and talk about the Hy-Vee One Step 250. What is that all about?
Well, One Step is our initiative that really is focused on people and planet. So we have our One Step program that is, we have One Step products in our stores, and proceeds from the sale of those products, we fund so many different initiatives. It's, reforestation efforts. We fund organizations, provide funding for organizations that go out and build wells across, across the globe, mostly in Africa, to provide clean drinking water. And then we help organizations that really work on food insecurity and hunger. So Meals from the Heartland is another organization that we support through Homefront, from One Step. But with this race, and all year, we have an initiative called the 100 Million Meals Challenge, and that's where we have partnered with Feeding America and the partner food banks, the Feeding America partner food banks across our region, and we are working to raise food through food and funds. We want to raise what is going to be the equivalent of 100 million meals.
Oh, wow.
So we are working with our food bank partners and in our stores. If you round up your purchases, so when you go into a Hy-Vee store and let's say you spend $27.50, we are going to ask if you want to round up to $28.50. We'll go to your local food bank. So the food bank, so the money that is raised in that community stays in the community to support that food bank.
It's obviously it's a heavy topic, but at the same time, we want to having fun with it and bringing recognition to it can be a good time to bring it to the forefront. Tell us about the Great Grocery Race, please.
Okay, well, this is a very heavy and important topic, but we do want to bring some fun to it. So here on the concourse, there is a Feeding America tent, and we are holding a Great Grocery Race.
Okay.
So what you can do is you go to our area, go to the tent, and you can anybody who bags groceries, and so you're going to race. So we have 2 stations, and you can race your friends, or you can just race and keep racing and just see if you can improve your time. But basically, you're going to take a basket of groceries, and the people who are going to bag it is you're going to get timed,
right?
And then we're going to have a leaderboard, and so you can race as many times as you want. And these are, and I should say that these are grocery items that are commonly used in food banks and food pantries for those who are in need. So these are common staples that a lot of people just need from a food bank. So you just go over there, and you can race as many times as you want, and we are going to have a leaderboard, and the person with the fastest time for the day is going to win a cash prize.
Have you done it? Have you timed yourself?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm afraid I'm going to crush the bread.
Or put the eggs on the bottom. You don't want to do that.
We don't have eggs.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
We got non-perishables.
You have to check them anyway.
That's right, yeah.
But it's really, it's a fun way to kind of bring a very important topic to light.
Right.
And so our food bank partners are going to have volunteers out there so that they will talk to you about this and the need that they see in their communities. So on Sunday, during the One Step 250, all of the CEOs of our 19 food bank partners across our 8 states are going to be here to talk about that, talk about the partnership, talk about the need that continues to plague our communities across the country, because unfortunately food insecurity and hunger is just something that just is not going away.
Final thoughts as you go into this weekend. It starts tomorrow. Who are you looking for most on concert-wise? Do you have a preference who you're really looking forward to?
Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
Kenny Chesney fans in the audience?
Yeah.
There are definitely Kenny Chesney fans here.
But really, just what are your final thoughts? Tomorrow it all really officially kicks off with Free Family Friday. Just final thoughts for Hy-Vee and being out here at this 7/8 mile oval of Iowa Speedway with IndyCar.
Probably the most important thing is it's not going to be as hot as it was last year.
Amen to that.
Yes. But we accommodated for that. If you notice, we did put in some new cooling stations and all of that. Make sure that there's going to be plenty of water across the whole venue. So, and then, we'll have plenty of our volunteers around. So the red T-shirt, the Helpful Smiles T-shirts, if you need anything, stop one of us, and we will help you. We will take care of you. A helpful smile in every aisle is also here at the Iowa Speedway.
A helpful smile in every lane.
Yes.
On all 3 open lanes here at Iowa Speedway. Big round of applause, please, for Don Bozinski with Hy-Vee. Don, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much. Last year's Sunday race winner, Pato Award, is going to be our guest. He's going to join us after the break as you're locked into Horsepower Hour live from Iowa Speedway, presented by Hy-Vee, here on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1.
Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse. Ribeyes and sirloins, aged, hand-cut, and served with your choice of 2 of Legends' legendary sides and a dinner roll. If you are a prime rib fan, Legends has prime rib every Friday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m. With 3 sides to choose from, it's chef-seasoned and slow-cooked to tender, juicy perfection. Try Legends prime rib, and you'll know why it's Marshalltown's favorite. Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse.
Discover Newton's exciting summer events. Catch the Newton Farmers Market every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. through September. Located on the downtown square, hosted by Newton Main Street. The market boasts more than 22 vendors, food trucks, and live music for an enjoyable experience. Enjoy a free concert at the Maytag Bowl on Thursday, July 27th, featuring Ragdoll Incident. The show starts at 7 p.m., so bring your cooler filled with food and drinks and enjoy fantastic live music. Get to know Newton. Learn more at newtongov.org.
Come visit your top-performing Kubota dealer, Central Iowa Farm Store, to see why the Kubota tractor is the #1 selling tractor in the Midwest. Rated #1 for durability and owner experience, the Kubota compact tractors are for you. With 0% financing options up to 84 months on most products, it is simple to achieve your dream Kubota tractor today. Visit your elite Kubota dealer, Central Iowa Farm Store in Marshalltown, and let Matt or Tyler show you what the excitement is all about.
For over 25 years, you've heard Ethington Heating and Cooling say they aren't comfortable till you are, and they mean it even more today. Ethington Heating and Cooling has provided Central Iowa with the industry's best equipment while delivering premier service and quality installation by a knowledgeable staff. From repairs and services to an entirely new system, Ethington Heating and Cooling does it all. A proud Lennox dealer, as well as Trane, GeoComfort, and Mitsubishi. Ethington Heating and Cooling. They aren't comfortable until you are.
For some people, their car is just a way to get from point A to point B. For others, it's a part of their lifestyle. Whatever your vehicle means to you, Rasmussen Service Center is your best choice for auto service. From oil changes to major engine repairs, new vehicles to old, hot rods to diesel pickups, Rasmussen works on them all and they do the job right. They work on heavy trucks, equipment, and fleets too. Located on Iowa Avenue East Marshalltown as far as you can go. Trust Rasmussen Service Center for outstanding automotive services.
First, my daughter's 08 needed some brake work, so off to Independent Auto I went. Shortly after that, my son's old truck needed a new muffler. I called a few shops, and guess what? After talking to a few guys and comparing some prices, off to Independent Auto I went. Next time, we'll just start at Independent Auto.
Quality work in a timely manner from a father and son team that are second and third generation mechanics. Independent Auto Sales and Service at 717 North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The yellow flag has been pulled and the green flag is waving again. Let's rejoin Horsepower Hour live from Iowa Speedway. Brought to you by Hy-Vee on Iowa's best country, Kicks 101.1. Here again are your hosts, Todd Collins and Craig Armstrong.
Welcome back to Iowa Speedway and Horsepower Hour presented by Hy-Vee. And please just keep clapping. We want to give a very warm Iowa welcome to Pato Award, everybody. He's here joining us this evening. All right, now I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Patricio, patio, patio, what do you prefer? Do you have a preference?
They all work, man.
They all work.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I think it's Pato, patio. They all work. Patricio, whichever one floats your boat.
All right. Well, that's good to know. It doesn't make a difference because on the trophy, you're just reading the name, and you got yourself one last year. Sunday's race here at Iowa Speedway 1 year ago. You ended up, yeah, that's darn right. Won here at Iowa Speedway, finished second in the first race. How do you feel about coming back to Iowa Speedway for this Hy-Vee race weekend?
I always love coming back to Iowa. Today's a beautiful day. I think the weekend's going to be fantastic. Iowa's always treated me very well, not just in IndyCar, but back in my day when it was called Indy Lights, Pro Mazda, and I am so glad that they haven't touched the track. The outside looks phenomenal, but the track is what it was 5 years ago.
That's interesting you say that because, you would think that as a driver you want a very smooth track, right? You don't want a lot of bumps or anything agitating the car, but that's what makes racing fun for you. Am I putting words in your mouth or not?
It's some of the best racing you'll ever see, just because of the different strategies going on. Obviously, some other guys have 4-stopper versus like a 3-stopper, depending on what deck they have. Obviously other cars behave a little bit differently. So you just see a massive variety of just shifts. Mm-hmm. Half of the time you have no idea where you're at. You're just kind of like going through traffic, boom, 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 and then they're like, all right, you're blah 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 in your strategy, and then there's like 2 other strategies going on. So you kind of just don't really think about it. You're just like, go forward, bro.
Put that on a shirt, everybody. Go forward, bro.
Forward, bro.
Yeah.
Right, exactly right.
Name of the game.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, though, obviously you did the best of going forward, bro, over those 2 races. You got more points than anybody else by winning a race and finishing second as a runner-up in the other one. And it's funny how a race car driver will always say wonderful things, but don't touch the racetrack if they've figured it out.
Right.
Okay. They know how to drive it. Somebody else might say, no, you really do need to do something about that bump or wherever it might happen to be. But obviously, and we got the same thing from Josef Newgarden. He loves the racetrack just the way it is and wouldn't want you to change it. Obviously, at some point in time, there will be a repave here. At some point in time. Does that kind of reset the whole?
Yes. A repave, it changes what I guess you can get away with in these kind of conditions. In a repave, it'll be smoother. Ride heights will go lower. The deck will be different. I don't know if it's going to be more or less. It just depends on the grain. So there's a lot of different factors to kind of play in and really scout out, I guess, when it gets repaved. But for now, it's
I was just going to say, we don't have to worry about the repaving this week.
They're not doing that tonight.
We're not doing it.
It's got so much character.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of character, and when you repave it, I think it's just going to be smooth. It'll still be a short oval, but I just don't think you'll get that same amount of challenge that you get when you have to find a way to set up the cars to run over the bumps on lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, sometimes on the start. So there's just a lot of more stuff that you need to work around or kind of work with a track like this, rather than if just super smooth and go as fast as you can kind of thing.
You said something earlier that was interesting, and I'm curious. Sometimes you said you don't even know where you are on the track. You're just you're bad.
You know where you are. You just don't know where you are in
the position.
Yes, in relation to everybody.
But with that, spotters are always important.
Yeah.
More important at a track like Iowa Speedway versus, let's say, Indianapolis.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think no. You still need them.
You still need. Yeah. I'm just curious with as much action as there is here, and how it's like kicking a hornet's nest. It's just cars all over the track.
You probably since things are changing just so fast. In one lap you can be side by side with somebody for 5 laps. You can be side by side with 3 different guys in 1 lap. They're just very very rapidly changing, right, and ultimately you just gotta just look, bro. You gotta look. You gotta be aware,
Check the mirrors.
Yeah,
right?
Be aware of who's around you, and just be aware of your surroundings. I feel like sometimes
a lot of people don't, get obviously the opportunity to get in any car. So what is your field of range for view when you're in the car?
So you'll get as much as if you're looking straight, as much as your peripherals.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll see you and I'll see you, but are you always paying attention to that? I don't know.
No,
you wanna
somewhere in the subliminal you are, I suppose.
Yeah.
So how do you drive a track like this? It's a short track. It's 7/8 of a mile. So obviously your tight surroundings, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're going 180 miles an hour.
So you definitely don't drive it like a Indianapolis. Not at all. I think it's a mix of a road course and an oval. You can manhandle the car a little bit more. but it's still the same. It's still in the same area of as a super speedway like Indy or Texas, where you need a car to work with you. With a road course and a street course, you just try and make them feel the least worst. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And but in an oval, you need a car to help you. You need to be comfortable. When you're not comfortable in a car in an oval, you're just straight to the back. And I feel like that's something that I have found together with the team. Like we have found a package where I'm very comfortable in it, and I'm comfortable of where I can put the car and place it. And ultimately, here is probably the least, like, qualifying here is probably the last qualifying session that you're like, oh my God, I need to qualify up front. Dude, you can qualify last. You have a good race car, you're going straight forward.
Right.
Like, yeah, qualifying here it really is. Obviously, it helps you, especially if somebody that's going to be as fast as you are in the race. If they're starting in front of you, for them it's going to be easier.
I was watching some film a couple of days ago of last year's race, and you found that third lane, and you were able to utilize that third lane a little bit last year.
Yeah, in the start, I was using. Yeah, I was going high.
Yes, you were. You were the first one to do it. Now it's funny because after one driver sees it, like, oh, well, that lane's now open, and I'm going to move up there. But you found that lane early.
Yeah.
So there are 3 lanes to race here at Iowa Speedway, but that third lane could get a little dicey.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to go 3 wide.
Mm-hmm.
You can do 2 wide, no problem. You can go 3 wide, but if someone gets a little wiggle over a bump, especially like when it's the end of a stint, you might find yourself not ending very well.
Yeah.
So it's just in the start, I think you'll see most of the super, super high running just because of the speeds haven't quite gone up there. And with just so many cars bunched up and all the dirty air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was surprised that no one went up. I was like, give me some clean air.
Here I go, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so much fun here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So talk about this weekend. I mean, you've had obviously some races, including the Indy 500 behind you now, looking ahead to 2 races in a row. I mean, Saturday and Sunday. That's a lot to ask of a race team. It's a lot to ask of a race car driver. Obviously, the strategy.
Obviously, it's going to be physical. I'll probably ice bath before the races just to cool your core down. Maybe have like a slushy. Those help a lot.
What flavor?
Whether you lemon.
Lemon. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay.
Good to
Yeah,
know.
nothing too sweet. And it's a busy week. Obviously, 2 races, double points.
Yes.
On the table. This is a massive weekend for me personally, in terms of my championship.
5th in points right now.
Yeah, we're 5th in points, and we're like 20-something points from 2nd, which is basically nothing.
Right.
But we are
easily.
But it is
acquired.
quite a ways from 1st. So all we need to make sure is we need to make sure that we're there to capitalize whenever they have a bad day.
For sure.
Right. And for us, really now it's just having clean races, and there really hasn't been a weekend where we haven't been fighting for the podium. There hasn't. There really hasn't. And what's kept us out of victory lane have been mistakes. Mistakes with mistakes in pit lane. We've had, our good days have been very good, but our bad days have been horrific.
Mm-hmm.
They usually end up with, a damaged car. So, but there are risks that you're going to take, and there are risks that you're going to continue to take. Why? Because we're here to win. We're not here to pounce around and be happy with a freaking 4th or 5th. So, we know that we're strong here. We know it's a big weekend, big points weekend, and we're here to win. There's definitely not another goal for us this weekend.
Will you find time to go check out one of the concerts? Do you ever get time to do that, or are you always locked into the race? Or I want to sneak out and go see Kenny Chesney or Ed Sheeran? Or
no, I heard them last time I was here. Gwen was singing.
Blake.
I
Gwen
was
Stefani.
It's
Right?
Stefani. I was in engineering, and I could hear like the "When I Was a Rich Girl." Oh,
he can sing too, folks. He's not just a race car driver.
Multi-talented.
That was wonderful. So, yeah, I enjoyed that very much. And I'll be fanboying for sure.
That's awesome to hear. That is awesome. I think a lot of us fanboy when we see you guys here at Iowa Speedway. It's just so good to have you back. IndyCar Race Weekend presented by Hy-Vee. We could not ask for better weather, and we could not ask for better opportunity to have you come on and talk to us today. We very much appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for
Pato.
having me. Have a great weekend.
Pato Award, everybody. We're going to be back with Will Power as we continue with Horsepower Hour presented by Hy-Vee here on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1.
Is your mind racing? Are your thoughts spinning off the track? Whether you're looking for support for anxiety, depression, or adult ADHD, Redbox RX makes it easy to access quality mental health care. It all starts with a $25 online consultation with one of our U.S. licensed medical professionals. Once your treatment options are recommended, medications can be ordered for as low as $25 a month with free shipping delivered right to your door. Head to redboxrx.com today and let us help you get back on track.
My name's Blake Schultz. I'm the co-owner of Exterior Plus Home Remodeling. At Exterior Plus, we truly strive to build relationships one customer at a time. And that's why we're the Midwest's #1 choice in full home remodels. Located in Marshalltown, Iowa, as well as Lincoln, Nebraska, we pride ourselves in providing quality service on time, every time. Give us a call for a free inspection and estimate at 844-261-6111. That's 844-261-6111. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Come visit your top-performing Kubota dealer, Central Iowa Farm Store, to see why the Kubota tractor is the #1 selling tractor in the Midwest. Rated #1 for durability and owner experience, the Kubota compact tractors are for you. With 0% financing options up to 84 months on most products, it is simple to achieve your dream Kubota tractor today. Visit your elite Kubota dealer, Central Iowa Farm Store in Marshalltown, and let Matt or Tyler show you what the excitement is all about.
For some people, their car is just a way to get from point A to point B. For others, it's a part of their lifestyle. Whatever your vehicle means to you, Rasmussen Service Center is your best choice for auto service. From oil changes to major engine repairs, new vehicles to old, hot rods to diesel pickups. Rasmussen works on them all, and they do the job right. They work on heavy trucks, equipment, and fleets too. Located on Iowa Avenue East Marshalltown as far as you can go. Trust Rasmussen Service Center for outstanding automotive services.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penske Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penske Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Penske team.
First, my daughter's 08 needed some brake work, so off to Independent Auto I went. Shortly after that, my son's old truck needed a new muffler. I called a few shops, and guess what? After talking to a few guys and comparing some prices, off to Independent Auto I went. Next time, we'll just start at Independent Auto.
Quality work in a timely manner from a father and son team that are second and third generation mechanics. Independent Auto Sales and Service at 717 North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown.
The fastest hour on the radio continues. Welcome back to Horsepower Hour here on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1. Presented by Hy-Vee. Here again are your hosts, broadcasting live from Iowa Speedway, Todd Collins and Craig Armstrong.
Power Hour presented by Hy-Vee. It is Todd Collins along with Craig Armstrong. We're glad you're joining us, and we have a very special guest. Before we get to the guest, though, do want to let you know, for those who didn't get the opportunity to eat some of the delicious food that Hy-Vee provided earlier, there is more up there now, so if you're still hungry, go help yourself. It was a fantastic artichoke dip, buffalo wings, sliders, mini cheesecakes, chicken sautés, very good stuff. So
making me hungry, Todd.
I know. Go help yourself. How about it, Iowa Speedway fans? Big Iowa welcome, please, to Will Power. He joins us.
You have a big fan base here in Newton, Iowa, my friend, and I think that's really cool because when you come here, you got fans in the grandstands up and on their feet and cheering for Will Power.
Well, that's cool, yeah. I mean, this track is such a unique, cool race for us. Multi-lane, a lot of passing, a lot of tire degradation, and with Hy-Vee doing what they do here, it's I can't believe the infrastructure that they put in here. It's amazing. I said that they should own this track. They should probably be given this track, the amount of money they put into it.
What do you think? You know, obviously, Indy 500, that is a big one, and you go there, and it's such a spectacle. And it's been said that by the drivers that, man, we're coming to Iowa and we're seeing all of this laid out and everything put together. Is it exciting as a driver to come in and see this sort of engagement by the sponsors?
It was I mean, when they did that the first time last year, we were all so excited when we heard the bands that were coming, the acts that were coming. We thought, man, how lucky are we to have a sponsor like Hy-Vee?
No question.
To basically sponsor this event and what they're doing for this event. I mean, it's like chalk and cheese compared to what it was. So, very grateful to have them here.
Without question. Last year, pole on both races, a second and a third on Saturday, second on Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, so close to victory in both cases. What's it going to take to win the race, man? I mean,
it's
two
tough.
races.
It is. I've been trying to win this for years. I have. I've been on pole a lot of times. I've led laps and second and third. I think the last three races here I've been on the podium. I'm just trying to crack that win. Obviously Josef's extremely good around here, and I think the McLaren guys are pretty good. I done a lot of homework and just have to see what happens. Just know that I will be digging very deep in both races because it's the one race that I think of all the tracks I've been on. Obviously, they keep adding tracks, but this for a long time was one track that I hadn't won on because I won on a lot of tracks. So, would love to win here. It's a race that I enjoy immensely because of the multiple lanes, the tire degradation, the getting through traffic. It's a lot of fun, and one of the main reasons I wanted to win it was for the cool trophy that they had for a long time. Was that fuel barrel?
The fuel, I guess.
I don't think they have that anymore. Is it
they
the same
don't.
one?
No, different now.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. I still want to win.
You
this.
still want the trophy in your trophy
sure.
case. That's right.
Yes.
I'm curious, when you come back here, obviously with so many races, what's the relationship like with the crew and the crew chief? You got the notebook and you got all the data and everything. So for the fans and even for us who really don't see that, on a day-to-day basis or week to week or ever in our life, what's the process like? What do you go through when you arrive at the track and it's time to go to work? What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of homework before we ever get here. You obviously got the notes from past years, but really you're looking at last year. It's the most relevant for the track condition. Obviously the track degrades over time. Tire slightly changes every year just because it depends how it comes out of the mix at Firestone. But we've had pretty good cars here for a few years now. So we're turning up with what we had last year. A few teams tested here.
Yep.
So we decided not to save our test day for somewhere else, which does put you a little bit on the back foot. You got one practice. You got to qualify straight out of the box on Saturday. Get out of bed, jump in the car, basically. So that's a tough one here.
And is qualifying the same this year? It was 2 laps. First lap is for race number 1, and lap 2 is for race number 2.
That's right. Yeah.
And
so
you hit number 1 in both cases.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I was very determined for that one because I wanted to beat that record. And I knew if I could get a double pole, that was a big deal.
Yes, it was.
And I came here and I got that done. So I was very, very focused on qualifying last year. This year, I'm very focused on the race. We get that hour and a half. Need to get the car sorted. I've watched a lot of video. I've watched, obviously looked at data. So we'll see. You just got to get out there and try it. On ovals are very finicky. Very, very small changes make a big difference on an oval. So it's very much about the car and your feedback and understanding what you need. So it'll be an important session for us tomorrow.
We've talked about Iowa Speedway being the short track that drives like the super speedway. It's the fastest short track on the planet. We all know that.
Yeah.
It is certainly the fastest short track you're going to be running on because, man, the laps here go by quick.
Yeah.
17-second, roughly 17-second laps, 180-mile-an-hour speeds. You got to be thinking way ahead before you, take us through a lap. I was going to say walk us through a lap. You can't walk through a lap.
Yeah.
This is, if you walk, you're going to be way, way behind.
It is, in qualifying, pretty nuts how quickly that 2 laps go. You go into turn 1 and kind of shaking on the throttle because it is not wide open in qualifying because of all the bumps and such. So what they do is they make you, they impound the cars after qualifying, so you got to race what you qualified. So there's a bit of compromise there. And the car, because they won't allow you to change ride heights, the car bottoms out like you wouldn't believe in qualifying because you're going so much faster, and the faster you go, the more the downforce sucks it down, and the lower it is to the ground. So last year you saw me up in the second lane almost in qualifying. It's because it was bottoming. I was trying to be down the first lane, but so that's the compromise. But it's a crazy fast lap, how quickly it happens in a corner and how quickly you need to be back to throttle after a lift to get every little bit of time out of it. And then in traffic in the race, you're just constantly watching ahead and understanding where they are. You got to be not where they are. You got to get the clean air. So picking your way through traffic is a real skill. And it matters where you qualify. It really does, because the leader is in clear air. The first 2 cars, really 3 cars. The further back you get, the worse it gets. So the leader's in clear air, saving his tires. A lot of tire degradation. So all those cars, the further back you go, the more they're using their tires in that dirty air. So when you come back
about
around,
20th, you got some problems.
That's why when you get to the tail of that field, you just motor through them quickly because you simply have better tires. It's so I will say qualifying does matter where you start because you'll go down lap quickly otherwise.
I've had fans ask me about that, and of course, not being an IndyCar driver, I couldn't, but I have access to one right now, so I will. Downforce here at Iowa Speedway versus like a mechanical grip. How much downforce are you seeing at a track like this versus like at Indianapolis or something like that? Does it come into play a lot here on the 7/8 mile oval?
Everyone has the same. Everyone runs max downforce simply because you can't get enough. Like you're never wide open.
Right.
So until you're wide open,
you would love more.
You would take more. Yeah. But for the racing's sake, we take it off so people struggle and see. You get more passing and differences in cars. Because downforce basically can mask a bad car. I mean, if you're all wide open, it really doesn't matter about your mechanical setup as much. But it's about the number on a road course. We run about 5,000 pounds of downforce at 200 mile an hour. So it'd be 5,000 pounds of sucking to the ground.
Right. Wow.
They don't run quite full downforce here, so I'm going to say. This is probably in the, 4,000 area. Probably,
just still a lot of downforce.
4,000 area. A lot of downforce. And Indianapolis is in the 2,000 area.
Really?
2,000 pounds, yeah. So, because you got to go fast. Like obviously, the more downforce you run, the more the draggier the car is. So Indy, you're trying to go as fast as you can. You're down in that sort of 2000 range.
It really is mind-boggling. And talk to this real quick, if you could. On your crew, I mean, there is a lot of math. You know, I'm getting to STEM. You know, there's a lot of math and science and stuff that goes into this. But your crew, do you have knowledge about a lot of their background and where they came from and how they became to this? So, because there is a lot involved in this.
Yeah, I mean, engineers and, you know, there's a lot of poaching goes on, especially if the teams in Indianapolis. We had Newgarden's engineer in McLaren took after his first year. So you know, all that information goes to that team, and then, you know, I think that Michael Cannon, which was the Ganassi engineer, went to Foyt.
Okay.
Foyt gained 5 miles an hour over that winter. Like that.
Isn't that something?
That can show you what an engineer can do. He went from Ganassi, and then went to Foyt, and Foyt, which was, they were at the back, like they were one of the slowest cars, went to being probably the quickest car, to be honest.
That's amazing.
Which is amazing. So, engineers really matter. Information matters. I've had my engineer since 2007.
So you guys probably have a really good rapport.
We've been in 3 different teams together.
Okay.
So, you know, I had him first year in 07, then I went to KV Racing in 08, and he came. Then I went to Penske in 09, and then was full-time in 10, and I bought him there as well. So very close relationship with him. We can, you know, the lingo we talk about the car is so quick to understand each other. So that matters big time.
For sure.
Crew chiefs, people who work on the car, the pit crew, they're all so critical now. Very much a team sport. Yeah, that's the one thing I've come to realize over the years is it's such a team sport, and you got to understand that. You got to be very grateful for the people that you have on your car, and honestly, just very grateful to do this for a living. It's crazy.
So as a race car driver, as a race car driver, you have to be very precise in the car, and you have to be a good communicator, because you got to let them know what it's doing. You got to let them know how this car is handling, so that they can make the decisions to do the right thing, to give you the car that you need to get up front and win.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, good feet, particularly on an oval. But everywhere now it's so competitive. But the ovals in particular, you got to really understand what you want from the car, and you can, you know, obviously you can manipulate a car to do many things yourself. So you got to understand what is the fastest way to drive. Ovals are a little bit easier because you're not in, you know, as far as feedback, because you're not worrying about braking, downshifting, all that stuff, traction. It's you know, just a lateral balance you're constantly looking for. So and understanding that in the race, to understand what you do with your tools. You know, if is it loose on entry, well, you understand that, you know, I'll use the weight checker here, but I'll soften the bar there. You know,
you're doing a lot in that car that we would never even think about. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah, you're constantly on top of it.
Yeah.
Constantly. Yeah. You got to be constantly ahead of it. It's like, oh, loose is coming. Got to make a big adjustment to know if it's coming, and you don't do anything about it. You got to get to a point where you can hardly drive the thing.
So many inputs are coming into you. You lose focus for a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
And it could be disaster.
That's when anytime you make a mistake, it's simply that you lost focus. You had an incorrect thought. Like, no joke. It's where you lose time. You lose. You know, you make a mistake. It's simply you were thinking of the wrong thing.
Which is exactly why I would not make a very good race car driver, because I'm sure that I would be, hey, I know that
Squirrel.
guy on the
Yeah, for sure.
Or something along those lines.
Coming back to Iowa Speedway, it's 2 races, obviously. We were talking about how great things look. Just what's your excitement level, and what are you thinking coming into both Saturday and Sunday's races?
Yeah, been thinking of this race since last year, actually, because I didn't win it.
That's a good motivator.
But I came close. I led lots of laps, and so excited to get at it. Really can't wait to do my first laps tomorrow, to feel how the car is, and really excited to see how big the crowd is. I hope
you guys are all going to be there.
Hope we get a massive crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Will, we appreciate your time. Best of luck to you this weekend coming up here at Iowa Speedway, both for the Hy-Vee Homefront 250 presented by Instacart, and then the Hy-Vee One Step 250 presented by Gatorade. A big Iowa applause, please, again for Will Power, everybody.
You very much.
Will, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to wrap things up here at Iowa Speedway for Horsepower Hour. A couple of reminders, the full schedule. If you go to IndyCar, Hy-Vee INDYCAR Weekend, you will find it.com. You will find all the information that you want, but you see Free Family Friday, gates open at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow, the Hy-Vee INDYCAR Race Weekend for Saturday, gates open at 8 a.m. And then for Hy-Vee INDYCAR Race Weekend on Sunday, gates open at 9 a.m. Again, just sign up for all the social media accounts. It'll keep you very well updated with everything that is going on here this weekend at Iowa Speedway. Craig, my friend, this has been a blast.
We have had so much fun. I've done a lot of radio with you over the years, Todd, but never television. So this is
our
kind
two
of
faces for radio. There's the joke.
There it is. There it is.
Is making TV appearance. Our big thanks to our producer here, Zach Tomish, producer Keith Stewart on camera back at the studios, Jonathan Knight, our radio producer as well too. Thank you everybody for being out here, and thank you to Hy-Vee presenting Horsepower Hour. For Craig Armstrong, I'm Todd Collins on Iowa's Best Country, Kicks 101.1. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Good night, everybody.